Hey guys, happy Friday. No, it's not Friday. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, welcome to Why So Curious. So today I want to talk about something that actually I just found out about today and is pretty relevant. Jacob Wetterling was an 11-year-old boy from St. Joseph, Minnesota. Now I wouldn't be surprised if you knew who Jacob Wetterling is because of all the news and also just because it was a very big thing when it happened. But Jacob Wetterling was abducted back in 1989. He was biking home with his friend from a convenience store and a man pulled alongside and he was wearing a mask and had a gun, pulled Jacob into his truck and threatened the friend that he would shoot him if he didn't run into the woods. After the friend ran away, he got to a phone and called the police and reported the incident, reported what had just happened to him. This happens a lot more now, but back then, before this incident, this didn't happen as much, or at least wasn't reported nearly as much as it is today. A huge investigation and search started for Jacob. And the reason why is because it was reported right away and they had a chance to spring on it. And then the world found out and it became a huge thing. Everybody sprung on it and everybody was paying attention to it. And that's when it became a huge issue that was brought to the forefront. Jacob Wetterling and his kidnapping is the reason why we have Amber Alerts. It's the reason why we have the National Registry for Sexual Offenders. It's the reason for a lot of things. We've now found out in recent news that Jacob Wetterling's remains have actually been found 27 years after his disappearance, after his kidnapping. And when I read this, I was really shocked and really taken back because I hadn't seen his name for a long time, but also it's huge. The reason why I wanted to talk about this video is because I grew up knowing about Jacob Wetterling because it happened as my parents started to have children, and they talked with us about it all the time. I grew up in the country on gravel roads where we rode our bikes every now and then, especially with mom and dad, or sometimes when we just wanted to ride around. My parents reminded us a lot about Jacob Wetterling and about how we have to be safe and cautious, especially as kids. This reminded me that this can happen to anybody. It can happen to kids, it can happen to adults, and that we have to be careful. We have to be cautious. Now, I'm not telling you guys to live in fear or be really worried around strangers or anything, but just be careful. We like to go around in our worlds today and believe that we're invincible and that things like this don't happen to us. That something like that wouldn't happen to a person in our small towns. That's just simply not true. This can happen anywhere. And the fact that he had a gun. Not many of us are trained in how to disarm somebody, especially an 11-year-old boy. The point of what I'm saying is that this can happen to anybody and anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're an adult or a child. My deepest sympathies and sorrows go out to the Wetterling family, as someone from Minnesota and as just a person. I'm really sorry for you guys' loss, but I'm happy that you know where Jacob is now. And that you can put him to rest. As well as I hope that you guys take a lesson from this, that even though this happened way back then, this still happens all the time, and it can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter the age, the race, the ability. Anybody can be just taken, can be missing. You never know what's gonna happen. So just be careful, you guys, when meeting people for dates, when meeting people for exchanges, when just walking down an unfamiliar area or being in an unpopulated area alone. There's a lot to be learned from Jacob's story, and I wanted to talk about it, bring attention to it. So thank you guys so much for listening. I know that this is sort of a somber topic, but it's important. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, please click the like button down below. If you have something to say about Jacob's story, or if it affected you in some unique way, please comment that down below. I would love to know. As well as do not forget to subscribe to Why So Queerious if you would like to see more of my beautiful, beautiful smiling, laughing face. Vogue. Every Friday. I love you guys so much, and be safe, all right? I will see you next Friday. Bye!